Today is a somber day. There's several people that you watch, your YouTubers that you're subscribed to, the channels that you watch are posting videos about Charlie Kirk and about his murder. A lot of people are angry, hurt, and they want someone to blame. People are angry. And some people are happy. And that comes as a shock to people. Because you try to think, who would even think like that? Who would be joyful that someone died? And for what reason? Why are they so happy that he died? It doesn't surprise me, the level of anger and pain that these people have that would rejoice over someone's death is nothing new. Check out this one lady that the news asked her how things happened.
So basically, I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is, and then he fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Can you describe just, did he appear to be moving afterward, or what?
Not at all. I personally believe he was dead on impact.
Oh my God.
And she's smiling in that video, recounting all the details to the reporter. And a lot of people wonder, why is she smiling? I saw another channel, they called it Duping Delight, and where it's very hard for them to hide their joy, over suffering. But you see it with murderers a lot. And when they're interviewed. And that lady's married. Her husband, man, he better watch out. That's scary, seeing the joy come up for her. And what a lot of people are talking about and stressing and being passionate about is how can, debating with people and having different ideas of the world, how could someone be so angry to kill? And I wonder that too. But it shows that we're all driven by either evil or good. Driven. Jesus said that, whoever hates anyone is a murderer already, right? Only anger, pain, hurt, and hate can cause someone to murder. Now, it is amazing that people will be so hurt and want to murder off of someone else's beliefs. They're just words. And they get so offended that it drives them to this. And I think people are finally, it's a shock to them to see that this is the links that some people go to. And then they see the people that react in joy. And it creates this awakening that I think people forget a lot. That people don't care. People really don't care. And people want to think that others care. But we see time and time again that they don't. Things have ramped up in the past 5 years, I know. Evil. It's like everyone is bewitched. And everyone feels like they have to honor themselves and fight back, and literally that they should have revenge on what they think is right physically. all it does is cause destruction and pain. And a lot of people want to find the bad guy. They want justice, right? When I heard about this yesterday, my sister told me as I was getting in the car from a doctor's appointment. And I knew immediately that it was an inside job. Something wrong with it. This is a setup. It's got to be a setup somehow. Because whenever you watch the video, and I don't know if everybody's seen the actual, when he got shot and the blood came out. I don't know if everyone saw that, but if you did see it, it was very accurate. The shooter shot from a very far distance, and he got him right in the left jugular, and that's why the blood squirted out so fast. Right there, that small area. That wasn't a normal civilian. That wasn't one of the normies. I know the story came out that the man that did this was transgender, right? Who knows? They'll make any kind of story. They can make any kind of story. The world is a lot. The world and the people that see this going on have no idea just how much of an illusion we are shown. I'm just saying, the shooter could have been real, could have been this guy that was transgender, and the name that's put to it, and all the details for a happy ending or a justice served. But this isn't like the movies that they show us, that they program us for. This, again, if it was this guy, he has got to have some kind of military background, training, sniper, something, because it was one shot and it was that accurate. To where he could have shot him in the head, he might have survived. Or the chest or anywhere, might have survived. You shoot right there, you have very little time to stop the bleeding. This was a trained assassin. If there is this real guy, you should see how evil the world is by being driven enough in order to let someone else's beliefs and logic make you that angry to kill that person. We are living in a world that is driven by spirits that are using us. And the quicker that people realize that, the quicker that they will not act in anger and offense when they know that what's really going on. I know people say that they want to stand up and take a rise and it's the left's fault and all that. It might be. It might have been someone on the left. It might have been the real story on who the shooter is and everything. It might be. But set aside that. The evil that was still done doesn't matter if they're from the left or the right. It's good versus evil. And whenever you see people cheering and writing about it on Reddit, I mean, just look at this.
I don't wish death upon anyone, but I feel if you live a life of hate, you often build up a debt to karma. Same here, there's only so much bad you could put out into the world before it comes back to you. Let me ask, what bad and what hate was he putting out in the world? Is it something that they disagree with and so they call it hate and call it bad? People are so horrible celebrating. He's a father. What about his kids? Yet innocent children being murdered gets no media attention, and Charlie Kirk himself said gun deaths are okay, as long as the Second Amendment is protected. He was an innocent man that was murdered. And gun deaths are okay as long as the Second Amendment is protected? I'm sure he never said that they were okay. Gun deaths, people that shoot others and they die, it's gonna happen. Because there's evil people in this world. But we have to also protect ourselves from the evil people. If someone's coming here in my house with a gun, do I not have a right to say no? I'm going to take out my gun and protect myself? Just because the bad people have them doesn't mean we have to take them away from the good people.
Support a shooter?
Yep, sure do. Sure do.
You support Charlie Kirk shooter?
Sure do. He does all a favor.
Would you shoot somebody like Charlie Kirk?
I would have killed him myself.
You would have killed him yourself? Okay.
Are you still shocked? People don't have love. People don't even fake that they have love anymore. People are bold. They hate each other. You know, people say, I don't understand. All he did was talk about what made sense. Common sense. The darkness hates the truth so much that the darkness can't even recognize the light. They can't recognize the light because they see it as darkness. When you have pain, when you have hurt and anger in your heart, you cannot see the truth. You cannot see the light. You see the light as the enemy. And if you ask any one of these people that justify it and are joyful about his death, and you ask them why, there will be some type of pain that comes out on why they enjoyed his death. I don't know who, if this was like planned, you know, from the skill that it took to shoot him so accurately. I don't know what the overall agenda is with it, besides that I know that evil people in higher places are not in favor of things that are good and that could make people see the truth, because that drives a wedge in their agenda. They've got to have you emotional in order to control you. You ever notice how the news uses, either side, the news uses these big trigger words like gun violence and stuff like that as like a way to, I guess, take the humanity out of the situation? There's no such thing as gun violence. That makes no sense. Like, what happens if someone got beat up, by, with their fist or something? What do we call it? Fist violence or hand violence? Do we have that? Do we have, knife violence? What if you get beat up with a stick? Stick violence? It's stupid. Guns do not cause violence. People use the guns for violence against someone who is not violent. They say they were. A lot of people are saying that, he's, saying hate speech or whatever, which is another one of those words that's stupid. There's no such thing as hate speech. People hate. And what comes out of their heart because they hate shows you what's in their heart. It's hate. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the person is hateful, not hate speech. And so they try to take the humanity part out of it. But we can't be angry about this. We can see what it is. We can see that it's evil. But we can't retaliate and act like them. I know that this death is going to cause a lot of people that maybe couldn't see it first. They're going to see. They're going to start searching out the truth, because they're going to think, hey, I maybe not agreed with that guy and his views and what he talked about, but I wouldn't think that would warrant him to be killed. People are going to look into it, and it's going to start making sense. So I mean, I know a lot of people want to stand up and be bold and tell the truth, do that. But you can't be angry about it. You can't be hateful about it. You can't get, I know some of these people, like Ben Shapiro, and I don't know, there's another guy, Crowder. They would go on campuses and debate students, but there's this, they didn't have the peace, of debating. They just wanted to debate to have a thrill. And that's evil, because you just want to say you're right instead of you really want people to have the truth. But from what I saw, Charlie, he was peaceful. I didn't see him get angry or like really stirred up. He just had a passion to show people the truth and walk them through the process of making sense. But when you're in darkness, nothing makes sense. All you have are feelings. Because when you're presented with the truth is just basic as is. It's only a lie that has to get complicated and have circumstances and have feelings, emotions drawn with them. But the truth hurts sometimes. But the truth is good. And so it goes back around in the circle of evil hates good. So it is a very somber day. On the eve of 9/11 is when it happened. Another thing I noticed is the town of Utah of which this happened. I can't remember the name. It's like, I think it starts with an O or something.
Okay, Orem, Utah. Okay, in Hebrew it means shrewdness or craftiness. And Old English is what I'm referring to. It means serpent or dragon. Kind of crazy.
It's kind of like uncanny.
And this probably has no
Uncanny
relation,
that
but when I went to his channel,
the
I
town or
noticed up there
whatever
it said
is
45books.com.
named
I
that,
don't know
and
what
that's where
this is
this
about,
happened.
his stuff, selling, I don't know.
There's more to the
But
story. We may
Utah
never know.
is the
So
45th
if you could
state.
just see the evil
So,
for what
I don't
it
know.
is
It's just kind of weird.
and hate it, but not get angry, then they can't control you. And you won't be like them either. If you become angry and hateful, you will be just like them. You will become that. Because if you judge, that judgment will follow you too. You will become the same evil as they are. And when someone on their team dies, you'll be joyful too. It's tick for tack, right? Eye for an eye. You get nowhere. Eye for an eye, you just go blind. His life here was taken because he spoke the truth. The light was in him. Don't let that scare you, though. You're always supposed to speak the truth with peace, though, and gentleness, not anger and hostility and to get a thrill from it. You're supposed to genuinely love. This is the end times if you haven't recognized. A lot of people, Christians, they call themselves on YouTube, they are surprised when the things come true that Jesus said that will happen in the end times. They're true. They're coming true. But it is wild to see it happening and unfolding in real time. And to see everything just ramping up. everything, all at once. The prices of everything, which is prophesied about. The love of many will go cold. That's what's happening. It's been happening. People will be lovers of themselves. It's happening. That's why people steal. You see all these people that have been stealing from Walmart and all that, and they feel justified in stealing. And they're upset at you for not letting them steal. And people are like, how can you have that mentality? You can have it when you have the mindset of darkness. The light don't make sense. Everything is going as in the way that it said it was going to go. You can't be upset when prophecy comes true. Because if you're upset and angry and hurt, you're only going to be destructive to yourself. And you take the power that you think you have into your own hands and forget about God. So see the evil for what it is, but don't react, because that's what evil needs you to do, is to react. Because as long as you react, evil will never see they're wrong. They'll just see you doing the same thing. I hope whoever shot him comes out of darkness. For his sake.